Well, welcome back for another weekly rotation. It's been another interesting week with a few newcomers to the collection, some old favorites that I haven't pulled out in a while. It's week number 72. Stay tuned. Starting off on Sunday is one that's just, it's a personal favorite of mine. I actually like wearing it more than what it smells like, which smells like Roger Parfums Elysium. This is from Sammy Andrews Fragrances. This is Blue Sapphire. Just a personal favorite of mine. I like spraying this one. I go back to it over and over. It's just fruitier, it's fresher, it's definitely way more metallic, and it performs a whole lot better. Is the quality on par with Roger Parfums? No, of course not. But for what you'll pay, smells fantastic. Not a direct clone. It's take that aromatic fougere and turn it into a citrus aromatic, and boom, here you go, Blue Sapphire. It's one that I just thoroughly enjoy wearing. I advise you try a bottle. It's Sammy's best offering in my opinion. It's Blue Sapphire. Definitely one of my favorites. And then out the shower that night, it's kind of taken Nautica Classics' place as my favorite out the shower fragrance. It's kind of my go-to. I wear it more times than not since I got it. Talking about Kenneth Cole Reaction. You know, this beautiful bottle of essentially watermelon juice is kind of what I consider it to be anyways. There's a bunch of other notes in here. But man, it just smells like watermelon. It smells fantastic. I love it. The wife loves it. Performance is awful. It's perfect out the shower. It just smells great. It's fresh. It goes about 2 hours, and then if I'm still not heading to bed yet, I'll spray it a few more times. But definitely fantastic out the shower. And on Sunday, that's what I went with. It's Kenneth Cole Reaction. Moving into Monday is a floral fragrance that has a uniqueness to it that I have not worn in a while. And unique is an understatement when it comes to the bottle for sure. I'm talking about Moschino Toy Boy. That super fresh up top, yet also very spicy rose note that it has. It's beautiful atomizer as well. Man, it smells great. It really does. I love the way this smells. I know not everybody's a fan of it. As with a lot of fragrances, most fragrances, you're always going to find somebody that doesn't like a fragrance. But if you like florals, you can get this one for a pretty good price these days. In that $40 to $50 range, will get you a tester bottle, which is what this is. You actually see all the tester information here on the back. If I can get it to focus, there we go. You can see all the fingerprints as well. I picked this up from Kingdom Fragrances a while back. I'm not sure if Steve has them in stock currently, but when he does get them in stock, there's always a good price on them, and there's always a link in my videos for Kingdom Fragrances if you're interested in this and want to check it out for a good price. Like I said, if he's got it in stock. Performance is stellar. I get every bit of 8 to 10. And I mean, 8 is, I'm wearing it on a hot day, which seldom, I think I've one time where it was hot and I actually decided to wear it. I think I got about 8 hours. Most of the time it's around 9 hours on my skin. I don't really spray my clothes with this one. I'm sure I would get 10 hours if I'd spray my clothes. But if you like spicy fragrances, you don't mind rose, things like that, you'll probably enjoy this because it's definitely different. It has a uniqueness that is Moschino Toy Boy, the big teddy bear bottle. And then out the shower that night, it was time for a good shave. So I decided to grab my Zaharoff Emperor Shave Soap and Aftershave Splash, which is essentially a version of Creed Ventus. It's a wet shaving product that smells like a Ventus, but it's a bit fruitier and fresher. So this, I mean, it's 12 bucks for this bottle from an Italian barber in Canada, which is where this and the soap came from. So I definitely needed a little extra oomph with the scent profile. So after I put the aftershave splash on, I actually went with Insurrection Pure 2 from Rayon Tradition because it's a bit fresher and muskier take on a Ventus that's not super long lasting and overpowering. So it actually is the right, if I was going to add to it, it's one of the perfect choices to mesh with the Emperor Zaharoff Aftershave Splash, at least in my opinion. I like the combination. And out the shower that night, smelling like a fresher, muskier version of a Ventus, essentially. with Emperor Razorrock Shave Soap and Aftershave Splash, and Rayon Tradition Insurrection Pure 2. Moving into Tuesday is some personal favorites of mine. I hadn't worn this one in a while, and it was just a joy to wear. It's Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. This is the O Intense Flanker. I love this stuff. This is such a great juice. There we go. Now she's nice and focused. There's so much going on in the background, it's harder for it to focus, but man, this stuff's great. Up close on skin, not the greatest thing in the world. I definitely can agree with that. But out in the air, in the trail, that is where the magic happens with this fragrance. It's a compliment getter. It's a powerhouse for being such a fresh fragrance. It's definitely, I have it right here so I can use it for comparison's sake, it's definitely the stronger, more powerful, longer lasting version of this, the original Light Blue by Dolce & Gabbana. But this still smells better to me, to be honest with you. If they could have just took this and made it last 8 hours, that's what this should have been. But for what it turned out to be, this is actually a fantastic fragrance. Does it smell exact? No, but it's pretty close, and it performs night and day difference from the original. And it's just a joy to wear when I do pull this one out. And we had some really warm days last week, so I definitely busted this one out, and it was an absolute joy to wear. And then when I got out the shower that night, two of my favorites today. What you guys are probably sick of seeing this bottle, you know, but I've been wearing it out the shower on days when it's cooler. And for those of you that don't know what bottle this is Abercrombie & Fitch First Instinct Together. For those of you that watch me pretty regularly, you see this bottle often, and I recommend it a lot because I really enjoy it. I have a lot of bottles of it. I love this stuff. Cheapy gold in my opinion. And I just couldn't help myself. I was in the mood for it out the shower that night. Abercrombie & Fitch First Instinct Together. Moving into Wednesday, I don't even remember what I had going on. I had something going on, and I wanted to wear something a little bit classier. So I decided to pull out my bottle of Zaharoff Signature Pour Homme. You know, you can never go wrong with this when you want a professional masculine scent that just smells expensive, for lack of a better term. It smells like money. It just does. Lavender, myrrh, there's a lot of different spices and woods in here. There's some herbaceous qualities. It's very nuanced and complex. There's a lot going on in this fragrance. It's definitely a manly fragrance, to say the least. Very masculine. Has a strong old school appeal while still not smelling dated at the same time. It gets labeled as a fougere and barbershop scent and all that, and I can get the barbershop characteristic because of the lavender, but I feel like this is so much more than that. This has a lot of oriental aspects to it. This has some resinous qualities. There's a lot of spices here. It's very warm on my skin. It's a great performer in longevity. It's not too heavy in projection, but it's definitely not a soft and subtle fragrance either. I mean, I've talked till I'm blue in the face about this one on the channel because I absolutely love it. And during the day, that was what I went with, Zaharoff Signature Pour Homme. Then when I got out the shower that night, it was one I was doing some testing on and wanted to really start wearing a bit more. It was Sean John Unforgivable. It's a good scent. Is it great? No. Is it bad? No. It's a good scent. Right in that average range. Citrusy, soapy, slightly boozy. In the very deep dry down I get some woods, but it takes hours for me to get to that point to where I start to get the woods. It's mostly citrusy, soapy, and a slight boozy nuance as an undertone in the background for several hours of this fragrance, which it's not the longest lasting fragrance. It's like a, you know, anywhere from 4 to 6 hour fragrance, mainly 4 to 5 hours on my skin. I want to say I paid like 20 bucks for this at Ross. I just did a full review on this one last week. If you haven't seen that video yet, I'll put it right here for you. And they actually have 4.2 ounce bottles for 30 bucks from Amazon, I discovered, which I will have it linked below if you're interested in picking this one up. Make sure you check out that review to give you a little bit more detail. Relatively linear, doesn't change a whole lot. Not the same scent it used to be years and years ago, but it's still a pretty good cheapie in my opinion if you don't have a lot of fragrances like this. Again, that's Sean John Unforgivable, if I can get it to focus. There we go. Then moving into Thursday, we were right back with Sean John Unforgivable. I wanted to give it another full wearing. I actually wore it to the gym that morning, came back, took a shower, and threw this on as my scent of the day. Again, make sure you check out that full review to get my in-depth thoughts. Since we just talked about this one for the previous night out the shower, we'll just go ahead and jump to what I wore out the shower that night, which I wore this Thursday night and again on Friday night. I don't know why I was in the mood for it. God, it smells so good. It's Mercedes-Benz cologne. I don't know why I was in the mood for this specifically, but I mean, there's a lot of ways I can get this scent DNA. I could have just sprayed Jimmy Choo Man Ice. It's a weak performer. Smells relatively similar, but I just wanted to roll with this one. It's just that much more citrusy. There's a lot more orange going on in this one versus just the lemonade smell. And it performs pretty well on me. I did 4 sprays going all the way around the neck. I had a nice little bubble in my face for a good little while. And I definitely enjoyed this one. Before bed, I heard FragranceBuy.ca restocked on this one recently. I don't know if they still have a stock of it. Make sure to check out FragranceBuy.ca if you're interested in picking up a bottle. Like I said, at the recording of this, I'm not sure if they still have stock. I did not check, but I had several people message me throughout this week to let me know, hey, if you're interested in getting a backup bottle, they restocked, which I do have a 75 ml tester backup bottle that I got from Kingdom Fragrances a while back. So I have this 4 ounce plus a 2.5 ounce. So I'm good on Mercedes-Benz cologne. But out the shower on Thursday and on Friday, the citrus bomb magnificent scent that is Mercedes-Benz cologne. And moving into Friday, you know, I preach about how this is my favorite of the 3 main concentrations of Sauvage. So why don't I wear it more? You know, the EDT is just an easier reach, but man, I'll tell you what, Sauvage Parfum is definitely my favorite version of Sauvage. It's warm, it's a little smoky, it's a little bit sweeter, it's a little bit more polished and well-rounded. The quality's amped up a little bit more. It's not quite as synthetic. I love this stuff. God, that smells good. Wife loves this one too. As soon as she walked in the room after I had sprayed it, she said, ooh, I know that one. What is that? Yep, glad to have this big 200 ml bottle, which I had got quite a while back when it was 130 some odd dollars after the coupon code. Now they're almost 200 bucks after the coupon code from FragranceNet. So glad I bought it when I did, because it's like 60 bucks more than it was when I got it. So yay for me. People complain about performance on this one. Anosmia. It's not a performance issue. It's an anosmia issue. I'm telling you, because this one all day long, this one lasts on my skin, and it has sneaky projection because you'll be nose blind to it, but others around you can smell you for several hours. I'm telling you, it can't just be me on my skin. A lot of you have to have similar experience. I get nose blind to it too. I get it where you can confuse it with a lack of performance, but it's not. It's anosmia, I'm telling you. And that was what I wore on Friday. One of my favorites with Dior Sauvage Parfum. And then, like I said, the previous night, 2 nights in a row, went with Mercedes-Benz cologne. I was just feeling it. Hadn't worn it in a while. If you've smelled this one before, you totally understand. It's a decent performer for being a lemonade citrus bomb type of scent. If you like super citrus, super duper fresh mega citrus scents, get a bottle if you can. Out the shower that night, once again, was Mercedes-Benz cologne. And then finally on Saturday, shout out to John Visman. I had been looking for this one at Burlington for a while. They had been popping up at Burlingtons all around the country. I'd been seeing people post about them, talk about them. It is a 4.2 ounce bottle of Jean Paul Gaultier's Le Male Summer 2013. And I got to tell you, at the recording of this video, it's Saturday. Okay, it's late Saturday night. I've done showered and shaved and all that good stuff. This was my scent of the day. I absolutely loved this one. The wife loved the way this one smells. Probably going to wear it again this week. You know, it's been so long since I've had Le Male. This is just a lighter, fresher version of Le Male, essentially. I do have Prada Luna Rosa Sport, which is very similar. A little bit more polished. Smoother edges on it, if you will. And then I have a decant that I wear from time to time of Parfums de Marly Darly, which is kind of a niche version of Le Male. So I've always had ways to smell like Le Male. Well, not always, but in recent years I've had ways. So I never really look to get another bottle of Le Male. But for 20 bucks, if you can find this at Burlington, it's worth it. It smells great. It's that classic minty vanilla, aromatic soapiness, slightly dusty and powdery vanilla and sandalwood and dry down. This is good stuff. I had a lot of people tell me they want to see a full review, and we'll probably do that in the coming week or two. But if you see this one out, 20 bucks for a 4.2 ounce, definitely worth grabbing. That's Le Male Summer 2013. Look at that crazy bottle. And then when I got out the shower, it was time for a good shave, so I grabbed my Junto from Strike Gold Shave soap and went with the aftershave splash, as well as gave myself 2 sprays of the eau de parfum that Laughing Saint created for Strike Gold Shave. I'm not sure if the fragrances are still available. I would think they are. I'm pretty sure Junto, the shave kit, sold out a while back. But if you were lucky enough to get your hands on it, this is definitely a nice ambery, slightly boozy, sweet type of, little touch of oud. Very woody. It's very warm. It's good for a nice cool evening, cold day. It's in the 30s at the recording of this video late Saturday night, so it's definitely a nice warming scent. It's all over on me. I got a nice scent bubble around me. It's been like an hour and a half since I shaved, so still going very, very strong. And out the shower on Saturday, had a good shave, went with Strike Gold Shave, Junto, and Laughing Saint fragrance of Junto. So that was the weekly rotation, and until next time, do me a real quick favor, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, because I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. What did you wear this week? I actually had somebody on Instagram that matched up with me on Sauvage Parfum, said it in the comments. I can't remember who it was, otherwise I'd give you a shout out. My apologies if you see this, but that's a rare thing where we match up on the same day. It does happen, but definitely let me know what you guys wore this week. I'd love to check it out in the comments. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of the fragrances mentioned in this video and you give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.